This is the FIFINE K658 dynamic USB microphone. And in this video, I'll tell you why this could be your first or even your next microphone for podcasting. Let's get into it.
This is the place for podcasters.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. Brian here with Summit City Studios, and this is the place for podcasters. On this channel, we talk about tips, tools, and tech to help you create a great sounding podcast. And today, I have a piece of tech that I was sent by Fifine Microphones with a request to give an honest review here on this channel to see if this would be a microphone that could be useful for podcasting. This is the Fifine K658 dynamic USB microphone. It has a cardioid polar pattern, which means it's going to pick up primarily what is directly in front of it and reject from the side and reject from the back. Straight out of the box, you get a good microphone that's quality. It's made out of metal. It's a quality microphone. It's not super heavy, which I'll talk about in just a moment, but it's good quality. It comes with this shock mount that you can attach here. I have maybe some mixed feelings about this shock mount because while it does a good job and I'm glad it comes with one, it is the only way to attach this mic to, let's say, the mini tripod that it comes with or a boom arm that you might happen to prefer to use. It has very simple functionality. Let me plug it in here. This is the USB cable that it comes with. Also in the box, it's USB-C powered to a USB-A that might plug into your computer. I have to use an adapter to plug into mine, but it's USB-C to USB-A is how this thing is powered. And right from the jump, as you plug it in, you can see that it has these LED lights along the back, and they just kind of flow in a circular pattern. It's multicolored. So you may or may not like that, but here's the thing. There's a touch button right at the bottom of this microphone. You don't have to press anything, you just touch it and it'll turn them on and off. Now, the other two things that this has right here on the top of the microphone is a mute and an unmute button. Super simple. It's, again, you don't have to press anything, you just touch it. So green is on, red is muted, obviously, and then this dial around it is your gain knob from 0 to 100% gain. Let's talk a little bit about the setup of the mic. So it does come with this small tripod, but as you can see, it's kind of low. I'm a tall individual. I sit higher at my desk most of the time, and this is kind of a short microphone. But here's the deal. If you're using this for podcasting, maybe it's video and you want it to look nice, it does an okay job. Maybe you put it on a boom stand, which I'll show you, but if you're just using it for audio, for podcasting or voiceover work, you have this box that it comes with. It actually comes in this box that's quite perfect to set this on, to raise it up to just the right height. Now, again, this is a dynamic microphone, which means you have to be quite close to it. It's going to give you a different kind of sound, a different quality of sound when you're using this mic. So you want to get it up off of maybe a low desktop and put right here for you. So again, the box is perfect for that. I ran this mic through a series of tests over the course of the last 2 weeks. Some just on my computer, running it through Logic and recording like I normally would any other USB microphone. I've used it for some real life situations, so video content creation, and a number of video conference calls that I've been on, and have gotten good reviews from all of those. So let me tell you a little bit about the quality of the sound of the mic. So now I've switched over. I'm using the K658. I'm recording directly through the USB cable into my MacBook Pro using Logic. And so this is what it sounds like with no processing. But as I mentioned, it's a little bit low on this tripod. So I'm going to use the box. Actually, I'm going to bring the box back over. I'm going to prop up this microphone so you can hear the difference as it gets a little bit closer to my mouth. Right now it's sitting probably 2 to 3 inches away. You may or may not want it that close, but I feel like it picks up my voice better at this distance. And I've got it at about 75% gain right now. So if I'm quiet, listen to the room noise to see the difference between the mic I have been using, which I'll be silent now and let you listen to. Okay, so that's the ambient room noise coming from the overhead pencil condenser microphone that I'm using versus the room noise that's coming out of the FIFINE microphone here. So as you can see, that's quite a bit of difference in the room noise. I even have a high pass filter going on this condenser microphone just to cut some of the room noise, and nothing, no filter, no anything, no processing on this mic currently. So I have to say, straight out of the box, I'm impressed by the sound quality. I think that because of my experience with other USB microphones, I was expecting the high frequencies to really dominate the sound. So it would be a brighter sound. It would be a pretty thin sound is what I think I was expecting, but I'm quite impressed that this picks up the low mid frequencies pretty well. It gives a warmer, fuller sound to my voice than I really expected. So that's the FIFINE microphone, the K658, straight out of the box with zero processing. You're getting the raw audio from that. Now I'm going to switch over to some processing that I like to do right about now. Okay, now you are hearing the process sound that I prefer, that I like out of this microphone. And here's the thing, it didn't take a whole lot of tweaking to go from what it sounded like prior to what it sounds like now. It's a little bit of EQ, a little bit of compression. I ran it through a noise gate, but this is the sound that I like from this microphone, and it didn't take much to get it from here, unprocessed sound, to here, fully processed, ready to go, podcast quality sound. So I mentioned earlier that this is kind of a lightweight microphone, not in lightweight as opposed to the sound that it delivers, but physically light microphone. So if you have it on a stand like I do here on the tripod that it came with, or I tested it out with some of my Gator framework stands that you can find, again, links in the description to all of my gear if you're interested in what I typically use. I use it on the Gator framework stand and it worked pretty well, but I had some issues with this microphone and the Blue Compass. Let me set that up and show you what I mean. Okay, we're back now with the FIFINE microphone on the Blue Compass boom arm. And this is kind of my go-to boom arm. I've used the Rode PSA 1 as well, and I really like that one. But for the sake of just trialing it out, this one is a pretty stiff boom arm. Let me show you what I mean. So I have to put a little pressure on this to move it around, and I think that's good for a boom arm because it means that it's going to hold things in place. But this isn't a review of this boom arm. This is a review of this microphone. But here's why I wanted to use this to show you, is because it's so stiff and because this microphone is so lightweight, here's what happens when I try and put it at a lower level. See, it doesn't hold at the lower height. So if I were to put it down here and want to adjust the level of it, let me do that now. But let's say you need to get this down out of your way. You're filming, you want to keep it kind of out of your face, off to the side, but it's not going to hold, and you're going to have to keep raising up as it goes, which is quite uncomfortable. So that's the one problem. I suppose you could put some sort of weight on here or get a different boom. So if I were to use this microphone, which I think I will get plenty of use of, this might be the ideal setup for me. It's on a tabletop stand that's heavy. It's not going anywhere. It gets it a little bit higher and closer to my mouth, and I can move it out of the way when I don't need it. So this would be maybe my ideal setup. Let's talk about the cost of this microphone. FIFINE has this microphone priced at $119.99 US dollars, and I think that's a pretty fair price for a microphone of this quality. I compare it to my Blue Yeti USB condenser microphone that I bought, I think for $120. It might be down to $99 at this point. But the quality of the sound, I get two very different types of microphones, two very different sounds coming from the microphones, and they pick up things way differently. So it's not apples to apples in that comparison, but just for the price point, if you're looking for something that is going to drown out the noise in a noisy room, the dynamic microphone is going to be perfect for that. So Great price point at $119.99. I think it's even on sale right now at the time of filming this for $89.99. Now let me give you my overall impressions of this microphone while I've got you here. Right from the jump, I was impressed. This is a plug and play microphone and it sounds great. You plug the USB cable into the back of the mic. There's also a headphone jack back there that I think I failed to mention earlier, so you can monitor your audio straight through the microphone as well, which is super handy. Super simple functionality. You got the mute, unmute button right here at the top. You've got the LED light button on and off right there at the bottom. Again, you don't have to press anything. You just touch it and it works beautifully. And your gain knob here at the top as well. Super simple microphone. And I think for this type of mic, the simplicity actually elevates the usefulness of this microphone. Here's why. I think it's a great beginner microphone for a decent price and decent quality. Now, if you're using something like your earbuds or your inline headphones, or maybe you're doing a podcast with kind of the gamer headphones so you can monitor and you've got the mic that comes around, this would be a great upgrade from mics like that. You're going to get a better sound. You're going to get a fuller, a warmer sound right out of the box without any kind of processing, which, again, I recommend that you do. But if you don't know how yet, or you're a little uncertain of playing with the sound for fear of messing it up, this is going to give you a pretty decent sound right out of the box. So if you're looking for a great USB dynamic microphone, right out of the box, it's going to deliver great sound. It's going to be useful for a variety of settings and functionalities, and is really simple to use because it's plug and play. Check out the FIFINE K658 dynamic USB microphone. If you have any questions about the microphone, hit me up in the comments. I'd be happy to answer from my experience. Again, I've only used it for 2 weeks, but I ran it through a number of tests versus some other microphones that I'll release other videos on those at another time. But if you have specific questions about the mic, be sure to drop them in the comments. And if you use the FIFINE K658, I'd love to hear your experience. So let me know that in the comments as well. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out some of my other content that's going to help you explore what other microphones are out there, how to use the equipment, and how to get a great sound for your podcast. See you in the next one. If you're a podcaster or have an idea of a podcast that you'd like to start and you're looking for some help either in the process of recording, setting up your podcast, or especially in the editing and post-production work for your podcast, visit me at summitcitystudios.com to find out how I can help you create a great sounding podcast.